Welcome to the Salty Strikes Fishing Channel. This is going to be a little bit more technical episode. We're going to talk about connecting the Xi5 trolling motor to the NMEA 2000 cable and then to the Simrad Go, and get a little more into detail about that. So if you're interested, let's check it out. Okay guys, we're here today because upon request I've been asked to go into a little further detail about how to hook my I hooked my Xi5 Motor Guide trolling motor up to my Simrad GO9, and this is very similar with the Lowrance or Simrad are supposed to be completely compatible with the Xi5 trolling motor with the GPS locking system and guidance. So I've ran into some issues, as I shared in my other video, about connecting it, and apparently you have to connect it in a certain order, and so it like it kept telling me that it couldn't sense the autopilot or whatever, and then I was having trouble with this anchoring. It would. So I kind of readjusted things, and we are going to try that out and see how it works and see if it fixes the problem. Well, first of all, you're gonna have to get a NMEA 2000 cable starter kit, which will give you the backbone right here. That's what this is called. Where it can tee off to the other devices and everything. And then you also need a gateway cable that goes from the trolling motor to the NMEA 2000 cable, and you'll need an extension to go from the backbone here all the way to the front of the boat. And I've got this is the way it has to be set up. Anyway, I'll go into this is the backbone, and when you hook these things up, you have to hook them up in line, and you have to have these little nubs on the end. And anything that connects to it has to come out the T part. I don't know why they designed it like that, but that's just the only way it seems to work. So detail about that. Well, this is the backbone, and this cable right here heads up to the Simrad GO9, and this middle one I have is power. I have, if you can see this cable here, it goes up to one of my switches up top on the console, so I can power on and off the NMEA 2000 cable independently. I don't have it hooked. You don't hook it directly to a battery. You need a switch for it. I don't remember that being in the directions, but after some research, I find that's the only way of getting around this situation. And then this is the NMEA 2000 extension cable, and I forget how many feet I got. It just depends how big your boat is, but it goes all the way to the front there, and have it connected to the gateway cable, which I'll probably have it linked in the description below, but this is it, and it's like $133. It's one extra thing to buy. Of course, you have to have a special connection to make it work, but you have to be careful plugging those things in too, because they're very small pins that go together, and it's keyed just a certain way, but it's not it doesn't look very sturdy, so just be careful when you're putting together. Then that plugs into there. So according to the way the research I've done, and according to Motor Guide, is you're supposed to power on the trolling motor, let the satellite sync there first, and then you power up your Simrad and let the satellite connect and sync up to the satellites, and then you power on your NMEA 2000 cable. That's why you need it on the switch, because I had it just hooked to the battery before. When you turn the battery switch on, it just automatically got power, and apparently that doesn't work. I've ran issues, like it would sometimes work, but most of the time it did not. It just, like when you clicked on the autopilot, which I'll show in a little bit, it just, nothing would come up. But I'll go into more detail about that. So I've got everything hooked up how it's supposed to now. So let's get on the water and see if it's going to work. All right. Okay, now to check to make sure that your NMEA 2000 cable is connected properly and is powered. You go on here to the up here in the settings, click the little settings button in the corner there. You scroll down, go to networks, you go to diagnostics, and NMEA 2000 comes up. You see it says bus status, bus off. I'm going to turn the switch on, and it switched to bus on, so you know it's got a bus load and it's connected, so you know it's connected and working. And if that's if you don't get it where it says bus on, that means that you're probably just something wrong with your power, or something, you know, it's not plugged in all the way. You got to make sure you connect that cable on the backbone to the T, and not on one of the ends. Other than that, that's pretty simple. Well, according to all the research I've done, you're supposed to have this powered up, deploy this, and then let the satellite connect, which is connected right there. And you know, it says you're supposed to turn your Simrad Go or your whatever you have Lowrance on next. And see, I don't think it makes a difference whether you turn the trolling motor on first or your chart plotter first. Neither one can tell which one was turned on before the other. I think the important thing is that you don't turn power on to the NMEA 2000 cable until last. Once the other two have connected and gotten satellite connection, then you can turn on your NMEA 2000 cable. And on mine, I have the switch right here, and as you can see, I'll just dial upon it's not on, turn the cable on, and see, there it goes. Now it detects it, and I can anchor. And I see I just pressed the anchor button with the remote, and it's moving me, but you know, the directions I can turn it, tell it to go left, right, or whatever, stand by, all that mess. But it seems like just as long as you turn the NMEA 2000 cable on last and the other two components are connected with satellite connectivity, then you're good to go. So that kind of really addresses that issue. So it's not really a software issue like I was guessing at before or something like that. It's just you know, the order in which you have to turn things on. I'm really surprised they wouldn't, you know, when they designed it, make it so it really doesn't matter. But you know, it just, that's what it is. So that solves that problem, and I've done this, you know, a couple different times, you know, and every single time it connects, you know, like it's supposed to. As where before, when I had the NMEA 2000 cable connected directly to the battery, it was just, you know, sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. So you just have to make sure you turn it on last, you put it on a switch, and that's how that goes. So hopefully this is helpful, and if you're having the same issue or similar or something, hopefully this will help you out. You know, if you have any more information to add, feel free to, you know, share down in the comments or whatever. But you know, I think that wraps that up. So we'll see you next time. All right, thanks guys.